Yeah, sorry to keep y'all waiting. Thank God Whataburger's open 24 hours, so we're fine. So, no, we have a lot of respect for Kansas program. It's just when you play and coach long enough, nights like this happen. We played great. And it's really the tale of two games, right? This is kind of like what happened to us in Lawrence. They kind of steamrolled us early, so it's kind of similar games. But obviously Kansas didn't play their best game tonight, but I think you got to give our guys a lot of credit. We were dialed in, and we were really excited about the opportunity to play in a meaningful game like this in late February. So just nothing but respect for Kansas's program, but I am very proud of our guys tonight.
Hey, Coach, a lot's going to be made of you guys making three-pointers, but I wondered about the execution and the ball screens to get the open three-pointers, how you thought your guys did to free those up.
We had a low turnover game tonight, and so it's not complicated mathematics. If you get a shot every time and you shoot a good percentage, you can have great nights like tonight. Even on nights where you don't shoot it great, if you don't turn it over, you get more shot attempts. So thought our guys did a great job tonight with solid ball handling, good decision-making for the most part. A low turnover game against Kansas, gives us a chance.
A week ago, we all talked about the situation with Noren, but I think he set a lot of good standards for you today early on, making that bucket with less than a second to go, and then he gets your rebound down on the other side. He was just a monster on the boards tonight.
Yeah, that first shot was, basketball guys were with us on that one. I saw Coach Self kind of grimace, but I understand the feeling, Coach Self, because every time I'm in Allen Fieldhouse, I grimace about 7 times. So, Norris puts a lot of time on his game. He's one of the best players in the Big 12. He's been around a long time. Tonight, he was the best rebounder on the court, and that says a lot when you're playing against Kansas and their talent. So, just super proud of Norris, and he's still going through a lot of pain. This is something it's never going to get better. It's just something he's going to have to deal with and understand. And but he's doing a great job. And I give his teammates a lot of credit too. He's got a lot of support in that locker room.
Coach, were you surprised that Kansas never got it under 20 points in the second half? You surely were expecting some kind of run at some point, right?
I get a lot of confidence in our guys. It's no disrespect to Kansas, but we came to play tonight, and we're excited. They're in these games every year. Their run of championships speaks for itself. We're in year 3. And 2 of our 3 years, we've been right here down the stretch, meaningful games in late February and March. So, our thing is we expect to win.
Coach, Kansas was never able to get a lead in any second whatsoever in the game. I guess what does that say about your defense?
Again, guys, it was just one of those nights. I mean, we played about as well as you could possibly play. We needed this night against Villanova, and we would have been in San Antonio. So, this is basketball, and some nights you play great. If we shoot the ball like this, we can beat anybody in the country, but you can't always count on that. And so I think it's a combination of two things. Kansas didn't play one of their better games, and we played maybe our best game. But you got to give our guys a lot of credit. We're the reason that we played good, and we're some of the reason they didn't play their best. But every guy on our team tonight shot 50% or higher. We had a low turnover game. We out-rebounded them. There's a real mathematical part of this game, and tonight we played about as well as we could for spurts of this game. In the second half, when you got a lead like that, you're just trying to hang on. But I was pleased to win, I think, the first 4-minute game of the second half, and then that gave us a chance just to kind of hang on.
And then what did you just think about Matt Mooney and Tariq Owens' game?
This is why they came here, to play in big games like this. And I had that conversation with Tariq yesterday and Matt this morning. Don't let the moment be bigger than us. This is why you came here. It's what we talked about in recruiting. So it's here. So just embrace the moment. So great thing tonight wasn't some kind of monumental, big night for us. We've got a bunch of these left. When you have the kind of season we're having, you earn the right to play in these kinds of games late in February and March. And so, we're just living in the moment. We're embracing the opportunity. Great memories come out of opportunity, and we've got a great opportunity here down the stretch.
Coach, what do you say to the guys at halftime when you're up by over 20, but you don't want to have that letdown against a team with so much talent and make that run? What do you really tell them to make sure they're still locked in and they don't look at the scoreboard?
Yeah, we just rely on our experience of we watch games all over the country throughout the year. We show our guys big comebacks. We show our guys big leads that are blown. We show our guys one-possession games. We show our guys where technical fouls cost you a championship. So we're ready for these. So at halftime, we just said, hey, guys, we've seen this before. Teams like Kansas come back and win games like this. On the other side, we got to make sure that we don't let this be the first story on SportsCenter tonight in a bad way. So we just rely on experience of watching all the games we do. Then we just immediately clear the scoreboard 0-0. And we do this when we're down a lot too. We try to do this at Lawrence, and we cut it to 13, had the ball 3 times and just couldn't get a basket. But, when you got a veteran team like we do, 4 seniors, it's not like we're jumping up and down at halftime. We're still sitting there poised and, concerned, because when you're playing against one of the best teams in the country and a Hall of Fame coach, it's not over till the buzzer sounds.
Big was it to have the entire week off and just work on some things in practice and everything in preparation for this game?
Yeah, it was big for us. I don't think any advantage in the game because Kansas was in the same situation, but we took a couple days off in terms of getting some rest, some much-needed rest. We had a couple days just to work on ourselves, and then we actually had one extra day to prepare for Kansas. So from a coaching standpoint, you always say, well, you're winning. Do you want to keep the momentum going, or do you want a week off? I'll take the week off. It's always good to get a little rest. When guys play as hard as our guys play, a little rest from time to time is really good.
Coach, now Kansas turns around and plays Kansas State, so you might be a Kansas fan on Monday. If they win that game, you're playing for a share of at least the tie of the lead with the 4 games to go. We're getting close to March. How big of a win is that tonight to springboard you for what you hope will be a flourishing finish here?
Yeah, in terms of other games, I know it's not great quotes for articles and stuff, but I really don't pay much attention to it. Like, our deal is always we want to be a part of the fight, and to me the fight starts about right now. You make the turn in conference, and you're either kind of a part of it or you're not. We have been. Really, all 3 of our years, we've been kind of a part of the fight at the halfway turn, and then just proud of our guys. We a lot of belief in our locker room that we're good enough to compete, and so now it's a 4-game season, and biggest game on the schedule is Wednesday night. And with that being said, I just want to acknowledge the crowd again. Season ticket holders have been great all year. Students really came out in force tonight, and just as we build the program, nights like tonight are special. We don't take them for granted. So just get the word out there. I think we still have 2 home games left, and I don't see any reason why we can't have the same atmosphere and same environment for the next 2 games as we did tonight.
Speaking of the crowd, you've always talked about how special Texas Tech crowd is. So what makes them special?
I just think they're passionate fans. I think we got a great student body that supports for our teams, and that's a good question. I just think we got loyal fans. Especially some of these people around here, we haven't been having seasons like this in recent history. There's a lot of people in that gym that have sat there through a lot of down times and coaching changes. And so I'm just proud that we're doing our part, to bring this program back where it needs to be. We need to be playing in meaningful games in February and March every year. We've got a great university and great fan base, and, this is what's supposed to be happening.
When you first got here, you talked about just being in the fight, being in the conference fight. Now that you're in the fight, you get some wins. I guess, how do you kind of feel this validates what y'all have been doing? And not only that, but just telling the players that this is something that you can not only dream about doing, but obviously be able to do now.
One more time, Carlos.
Yeah, just basically big games. You talk about playing in big games. Now you've gotten some big wins in big games along with the Elite 8 last year. Just what's it, kind of the message to the guys about that?
But I think you got to earn the right to play in big games like tonight. We're doing our part of the fight. Like, somebody asked me this week, is Texas Tech Kansas a rivalry? No. To have a rivalry, you got to do your end of the bargain. We beat them like 2 times in 2 decades, it seems like. But I thought last year when we won a game in Lawrence and we played a great game here in Lubbock, and we're just we got to do this year after year and find some consistency. Then maybe we can start talking about rivalries. But for now, we're just pleased to be a part of the fight, and I'm just glad that these guys are getting a chance to experience this. These seniors have worked really hard. They've been unselfish. They've done things that we've asked of them to do that a lot of players around the country wouldn't do in terms of unselfishness and work and leadership and buying in. I'm just really proud of these guys. So a lot of basketball left, but it's accurate to say that Texas Tech's a part of the championship fight here, 4-game season, and we're confident that we'll be a big factor.
Coach Baird, I've seen you beat West Texas with the big Angelo State Rams, big win. I'm just curious, do you rank wins, or is that not a part of your mentality? This is a huge win tonight.
Yeah, West Texas win was a big one. We won both years down there. Marcel Holden hit a bunch of shots. DeMario rebounded the ball. So, No, I think it's it's all about the players. Like, but I'm happy for like Noren. That last year's team didn't dictate him. He's got the team back here, and it's a good question for me personally. Maybe later on in the spring, when I'm floating down the Comal River or Concan Frio River, I kind of think about things. But right now, I'm just so zoned in on these players. All I've ever wanted to do was get these guys to the tournament, especially Matt and Tariq and guys that have played great college basketball but never played in the NCAA tournament. So now we're just enjoying this journey together. But this is all about the players.
Culver, Tyreek, and Norris didn't have any turnovers tonight. So I guess what can you say about them not having any turnovers?
Well, I just tell them thank you. Really proud of them. Finally, do you understand what I'm looking for? No, it was a low turnover game, which was really probably the most important stat for us tonight was the turnovers. Obviously, the three-point shooting was dynamite, but you can't always count on that. I thought out-rebounding them, getting 4 or 5 guys in double figures. Every player on our team contributed tonight. Every player that we played well. I mean, we can't play much better than we did tonight. This is just one of those special nights. And, from a coaching standpoint, you just want to get in that tournament. You want one more of these down the road. Like if we'd have had this against Villanova, then, we would have been in San Antonio last year.
Coach, obviously your players are going to get up for a game like this against Kansas, but for you going up against Bill Self on the other side, do you kind of wake up a little bit more excited on a game day like this?
Nah, we get up for every game, man. We respect everybody. And, next game on the schedule for us. Just so many good players and good coaches in this league that, we just respect everybody.